Diva Spot. Welcome to 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 Diva Spot. You're tuned in to that on-the-spot diva. From east to the west coast, her grinds off the meter. That blog talk Shira. Products, log on and tune in, cause the lines might be tied up. I love it, boy, you already know. You're listening to the only Diva Spot Radio.
What's going on, my dives and divas? It's your girl, Diva Ebony B, and you are now tuned in live to the Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. I hope you are enjoying yourself. We have a special guest in the building today. JR the Hussla is going to be here, and we are going to go through his journey. While you're here, I want you to go ahead. First things first, relax. You in the lounge, baby. Then you go ahead and subscribe, like, and share this wonderful podcast. We are excited to have JR the Hustler in here, so make sure you follow him on Instagram, make sure you follow him on Facebook, and make sure you show my special guest some love. Now, JR the Hustler is a very unique individual, and I just want to give you all a little bit about who he is before we bring him live into the lounge and you guys show him some love. Also, while you're here, if you're on YouTube, you can go ahead and comment, show JR some love, show me some love, comment, and ask questions. Now, JR the Hustler was born November the 11th, 1987. He is a dynamic entrepreneur, artist manager, and a real estate investor from the Far Rockaway, Queens. Shout out to Queens. Now, as a founder of NSWS, No Success Without Struggle, a clothing line brand that symbolizes perseverance and success through hard work, JR the Hustler has established himself as a key figure in both fashion and business. Now, in the music industry, he served as an artist manager under Big Daddy and Slim Records, currently managing rising star Seseley Monat J. His strategic thinking and industry expertise has helped him nourish and develop new talent, making him a respected figure in the entertainment world. Ladies and gentlemen, queens and kings, dons and divas, I want you guys to give a warm welcome and put your hands together for our amazing host, our amazing guest, JR the Hustler. JR, what's going on, King? Welcome to Diva Spot.
What's up? What's up? What's happening, Queen? What's happening, everybody listening in?
Hey, let's come on in this thing. I'm excited to have you here. You're very booked and busy, so thank you for your time being here. But I hope you take some time out to just relax with me for a bit for the next hour.
We gonna let's just sleep on it, and we're gonna relax.
Relax.
All right.
We're gonna sleep on that thing and relax as we should, right?
Exactly.
Me and you both talking about sleeping. I noticed something about us, JR. We really don't sleep. We be too much on the hustle.
We don't. That's why I got these glasses on. You know, too many bags under my eyes. I can't let that be shown right now. But we don't get no sleep.
Well, as the independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay, I got some men products. I hope you clean that up, okay? Because the skin is skinny.
Okay, we definitely we on that. I need that.
Now, let's get right into this. Let me get my questions. Let me shuffle up my cards here because I want to get onto your journey and a little bit into your business. Now, entrepreneurship with NSWS brand, and this is your clothing line. What inspired you to create the NSWS, No Success Without Struggle, and how does that message resonate with your personal journey?
It's crazy because honestly, you know, that brand, that slogan came to me when I endured the actual fallout. I can go a little bit into that story with it was an individual group. I'm not gonna bring up the actual group name or nothing like that. I ain't trying to give them no promo, but they had a particular song, and it was called "Lit." The song, sounded pretty decent, whatever the case may be. And I can't. They had a friend that worked at a lid spot, where they make the hats or whatever.
That's mhm.
So I came up with a little marketing strategy for them, and I said, hey, you guys got a lot of people that's gonna be showing up to the video shoot. Let's get these hats made. I'll front y'all the hats, and then you guys get your guy that works at lids to stitch up the name of the song on the hats, and get everybody to wear them in the music video, or to just set that stamp. Long story short, the video comes out. The hats were fire. People wanted to buy the hats, so I started selling the hats. Like I'm a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Mhm.
we started moving the hats. They start, seeing that I'm moving the hats. Keep in mind, I'm moving about maybe 50 to 60 hats within a week's time. You know what I'm saying? So I run out of hats, had to get more, get them all made up, and they come up with this brilliant idea. Let's take all the money and put it in one pot. So me, you know, not that I, don't want to support their cause, but it's like when you this is your song and nobody's buying hats from y'all. They might be
Yeah.
buying a hat or two from y'all or whatever the case may be, but most purchases is coming through me. So put a percentage of what I'm making off these hats towards y'all music industry or music goal, absolutely, no problem.
Oh,
But for me to just take what I'm making and y'all not, nah, that's not happening. So we kind of had, agree to disagree, went our separate ways. Long story short, the song never went anywhere from there. The hats didn't go anywhere else from there. And I'm sitting now with about 24 blank hats with nothing to do with them.
Mm.
So that's where, I got into my thought process and was like, you know what, there's no success without struggle. There's no success worth having that's going to come without a struggle. Anybody who's had, wealth and power and stuff like that handed to
Yeah.
them, I don't consider that success. It's not something that you had to fight to get to. You don't know anything, so that's where it came from, and it resonates with me. I mean, till this day, no success without struggle. Every day that I get up and I have to make something happen, as an entrepreneur or, just to move my clothing brand, it just resonates with me every day. You know what I mean? So that's how it's a part of my life, because every day life is lifing. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a struggle getting to the plateau of success that I want to be on.
Just like they say, there's no testimony without the test.
Exactly. And I'm living the test every day, so I'm just hoping that I can get out here and get an A+ on it.
Just throw that test. Okay. So, and thank you for sharing that story, because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes entrepreneurship is ghetto. And big shout out to the Ghetto CEO on YouTube. I love that show. But it get real ghetto out here.
It
And you
is.
can be stretched. And a lot of times they think, oh, yeah, I'm gonna make these six figures, but you get to the figure mark and you realize like it ain't even enough. And you would think like six figures is not enough. No, but I do want to let you know we're going to be very transparent with you guys in the lounge, and we're going to drop some jewels. And my next question is, how do you maintain the balance between being an entrepreneur, managing multiple businesses, and still finding time to grow personally?
Um, I got to thank New York for that, my hometown. Shouts out to New York, Queens, Far Rock, the sixth borough. Because balancing your life in New York is a multitasking thing. So I feel like, because living in New York, I mean, you had to damn near sell drugs, sell your ass, work a job, have a side hustle just to be able to maintain afloat. So,
Mhm.
when you're living that lifestyle from a jit coming up, it's kind of like, it just comes to you naturally as far as the balance is concerned, because you're so used to having to balance things, living in New York as it is already. And with technology, it kind of does make things a lot easier. You have
Yeah.
a lot more access to things. So it doesn't make the task, I would say, harder. It is hard to manage things, But when you're in control, when you're a CEO, when you're a boss, when you're in control of these things, it makes that just that much easier to do because it's on your time. You know what I'm saying? It's on my time. How I'm going to play that is on my time. We have 24 hours, 7 days a week, you know? It's how we use them hours that makes us all different from each other. You get what I'm saying? I'm not wasting time. That's one thing that I don't do is I'm not going to waste my time. You know, right after this podcast, I got a meeting to run to. It's just the time and what we use with our time is key. I feel like in managing everything that you do in life is the time management. You have to manage your time right to be able to do certain things. And you know, when you're working for yourself, you're an entrepreneur or whatever the case is, you got that time to do it. So focus your time and energy into what you want to do.
And I can definitely feel that. Big shout out to Big Daddy Dollars on eBay. He says facts.
CEO, that's the CEO right there. Big Daddy and Slim Records. Shout out to him.
Oh, well, I'm definitely feeling the clothing line. We definitely want to showcase it here on day. You're now tuned in live the Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. I am your host, Diva Ebony B. I got my special guest here, JR the Hussla here. Make sure you comment, make sure you share, and make sure you jump in. We're going to go ahead and bless y'all with this incredible clothing line, and we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
Young, black and free, young, black and proud, young, black is me, young, black and gifted, young, black and gold, young, black and powerful, so the story's told. Young, black and gold, young, black and gold, young, black and gold, black and gold is we, black is beautiful, gold is what they want, gold is what we are, African diaspora, the history start with us, distant relatives afar, deep Nesha, maybe Artie. Young, black and gold. Young, black and gold. Young, black and gold. We come from royalty. We are some kings and queens. Don't let them teach you other knowledge roots the tree. No need to hate each other. Let's find some unity. Let's organize for wealth with our community. Young, black and gold. Young, black and gold. I had to keep it Frank L. just like Aretha and meet it through the speaker.
Hey, listen, I love that. That looks
I appreciate
dope.
that drop, Queen. Yeah, I just, and just to go on the topic of the brand, I still dealt with my struggles with that because, this is one of the reasons why I'm revamping it. I'm coming back out with the new logos because it's been out for a while. Just been, I had partners when I first started, and now I've cut ties, and I'm just, I'm doing it on my own. So that's why, it took me a little while to come back out with the revamp and the new logo looks and things like that. And I hope y'all like it. It's coming from me. So there ain't nobody else involved. It's just me now. And I feel like that's just the best way to be sometimes, because you try to do things with other people and it just, if they either can't see your vision or you got bump heads in the wrong way. And I'm always the person, I'm gonna stand firm on what I believe is real and what's gonna work for me. So they didn't believe in it as much as I did. So I had to just cut ties, and it's just me. I'm the brand,
And I think that's one thing about it, like with any business and any brand, Diva Spot has went through 3 different rebrands, and it's been 10 years now. Queenie is about to be 11. So the rebrand is necessary with certain businesses, and we done seen big major companies do it as well. But that's why with business and getting your business set up, and I learned to have a conflict and resolution contract or agreement, and that's between you and your business partners, because sometimes people pass away, sometimes there's a disagreement, but that black and white is going to stay the same. So I really commend you on saying, you know what, we can agree to disagree. I need to go my way, and I need to go ahead and have full creative control, because nobody is going to believe in your brand like you do.
Absolutely
Nobody.
not.
And I think some
Absolutely.
people get a little caught up and emotional when people are not going as hard as them, but not really paying attention to this season what this person has passed, and I need to move on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard sometimes. You try to do things without people, because in reality, we all can't do everything, on our own. I'm glad that I do have a team. Shouts out to again Big Daddy and Slim Records, that has helped motivate me through a lot of different trials and tribulations that I've been dealing with. Like I said, life be lifing, while you're trying to do things. Haters is gonna come around and try to distract. So, like I said, sometimes we try not to have to need people, but you are gonna need people in life and in your journey, depending on what you're trying to do. It's just having that filter on those people, and you got to go through it. You got to go through a couple of them bad apples until you get, what I'm saying, your fresh batch, or whatever the case is. So it's part of life, and it's part of being an entrepreneur. You're gonna go through people more than you're gonna go through money. So you gotta just roll with the punches, man.
Well, definitely, like you talking about the industry, let's switch lane a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch a
Okay.
lane. And big shout out to everybody that's tuned in. You're now tuned in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. I am your host, Diva Ebony B. I got my special guest here with me, JR the Hustler here. Enjoy yourself in the lounge. I want y'all to relax. It's Sunday. It's football Sunday. Yes, sleep on it. And then do what? Relax. That's why and we speaking of reblending, but this is why I wanted to do the lounge so we all can relax here. Sip what you sipping, smoke what you smoking, keep it cute, keep it handsome. Let's switch the
Right.
lane real quick. We're gonna go over
Okay.
to the music industry and artist management. Big shout out to
Okay.
Seseley. I love her. She is my best friend in my head. I am actually her and my other personality. She don't know that. But I'm in the mirror and I'm through the house singing my songs, swinging my hair like Seth. I love her so much. But
But you got the exclusive today,
I
just for Diva
do.
Spot. So can't wait for us to get into it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I interviewed her before on Diva Spot Radio, and I'm so excited to share some exclusives with you right here on Diva Spot.
Yeah,
And shout
definitely
out
gotta
to
get her on
JR and
here.
big shout out to everybody for letting me get it first because first matters.
It definitely does.
Now, as an artist manager with Big Daddy and Slim Records, what's the most important quality you look for in an artist, and how do you nurture their growth?
Well, being that, like, I'm not gonna be out here portraying that, I've managed several artists. Seseley's been my main focus. I feel like when I can be successful in getting her music career, acting, and things like that to where she needs to be, then I would feel
Mhm.
more comfortable taking on other individuals as artists. But I feel like, I mean, we do have a couple of artists in the back corner that I've been working with under the scenes or whatever. But as far as like my main focus is her. But what I look for is somebody who's going to take direction. Somebody who's going to be able to take criticism, opinions from the people that's on your team, because when you can realize that we are trying to help your career more than anything else, and a lot of people can't take criticism. You know what I mean? I have a lot of back and forth with Seseley as well when it comes to this, but when you're looking for artists, you want to get somebody who can take direction, not just say there's somebody who can just listen to what you say do,
Yeah.
but actually, come to you for the advice, take the advice that you give, and actually apply it. A lot of times you get people, especially, because I get artists all the time in my inbox. Hey, why don't you manage me? Hey, what you?
Yeah.
It's not about your talent with me. It's about the relationship that I feel like I have with you. If I can have an actual relationship with you, or believe in you, I got to believe in what you're pushing. If I don't believe in your goals or your dream as much as you do, then it's not worth it for me. So I definitely have to believe in what you're bringing to the table for me to actually want to consider working with you, because if I don't believe in the music or the product that you're putting out, then I'm not going to be successful at managing you. And my whole thing is I go out to be successful. I'm not putting in to fail. So I try to pick my wins versus my failures. So That's what I look for. I look for winners, people that could take direction, people that's open to open communication. Because it's a personal relationship that you got to have with a manager as well. I got to know about your downs. I got to know about the stuff that might come up in the media. I got to know about everything before it comes out to the public. So the
Yeah.
relationship that I have with you has to be like this.
Mm. And big shout out to BLK TV live in the building. We appreciate you
Hey,
being tuned in to Diva Spot. Big shout out to the fam. We definitely see you. And I like that. Like you said, I need to have a personal relationship, not only a professional, but a personal. Because if something comes out in the media or if you get into something, I need to know how to back you. And we need to be able to communicate back and forth. So I definitely love that because working with an artist is a lot of work. You're managing your life, your
right.
family, your businesses, your brand, but then you are responsible and expected to bring
This
connections and
person in life.
resources and growth through every season of your whatever you going through, but you're still expected in certain situations required to show up for them as well. And I love that. And I love the fact that you guys can be honest and transparent. And you and Ceci been knowing each other for a very long time.
Yeah, goes back. We actually met at a job, some years back, years ago. And I just was always curious about her. Like, she would always come to work and never work, and I was always curious. Like what
Don't
was it
come
that
for
she was
my
always.
girl.
She was working, but it wasn't. Her main focus was, in this notebook of hers that she just kept always every day. She was in that notebook, and I just, me being from New York and we're outspoken, I just had to say like, yo, what are you doing? Like, because you clearly don't come here to do the job. So what is it that you focus on? And she kind of went into it, told me the things that she had coming up, and that she was actually going to be on the radio that evening talking about the things. And me being from up north, we kind of like, I don't want to say judge you before we know you, but we kind of already be like, yeah, all right, like somebody telling you this, and we both working at the same job, you're not really gonna listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we already low key hating on you without even, what I'm saying, going into it. And I just feel like that's the New York, the up north thing in me. But I listened to her, heard her out. She was like, she's gonna be on the radio, and then sure enough, that night, she was on Jacksonville's 97, I think it was 93.3. The Beat, which she also was the voice for a nighttime show called Lover's Lane that a lot of people didn't even know about until I came into the picture. But long story short, she went on the radio. She gave me my shout outs the next day at work, and I was just like, what we need to do. We out of here. Like, we out of this job, what we need to be at, what we got going on. And, it just went from there. Started helping her write the TV series that we tried to come out with. Didn't do too great, to be honest. It just, it was an independent project. But, we still tried it, put it out there. Shouts out to everybody who was involved with the Real Love cast. We still got some of the episodes up on YouTube. Y'all want to go check a look at it. Like I said, very, very young and independent film, but we still put it out there. And again, shouts out to the whole cast and crew that was involved with that. We had a great time filming and shooting, and the relationships that we've built doing that. But yeah, I mean, we've gone back some years. So when it does pop, see, a lot of this, all the years that goes behind the scenes goes unnoticed until a person is mainstream or a person is at a light where people are paying attention to, and they don't see all of that, then they just think that it happened overnight when this, I mean, she's been doing her stuff since before she even knew me, you know what I mean? As far as the music and the acting, I mean, since, young. So when it comes to that point, I just hope that everybody just acknowledges that, we ain't just happened overnight, and this has been a long time coming for sure.
Well, Cecily has come a long way, honey, and she is a rising star. She is definitely stamped diva approved. She is a songwriter. a singer, a artist, a model, a brand ambassador. I mean, can we drop the scroll down for her? And I gotta give the queen, her flowers when I see it, because she's worked hard and she has had her own challenges over this year. But she still got up and still make it happen. And I really, admire her for that. And I commend you as well for supporting her along her journey, as she has
Shouts out
supported
to
you and the whole
shouts out
team.
to shouts out to Clelia Party Dresses, by the way. She's the brand ambassador for Clelia Party Dresses, where you can find her at the town center and I believe in the avenues in Jacksonville. So if y'all ladies, need them dresses coming up, you got weddings, proms, or whatever's coming up for your daughters, they're the A1 spot for you to get all your dress needs. So, make sure y'all holla and use S&J's code, S&J Party, for a discount, because you got to bring that bag for them dresses. I ain't even going to hold you. They not, they designer, but, we still got y'all covered on a little discount. So S&J Party for the Clelia Party Dresses. Shouts out to Clelia again, by the way. My bad, Diva.
Oh no, it's all right. We in the lounge, we chilling. You're now tuning in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. I'm your host, Diva Ebony B. We got our special guest here, JR the Hustling, live in the building. Go ahead and comment if you on YouTube. Comment if you on Facebook. Show some love. And make sure you follow JR the Hustler at JR the Hustler on Instagram. But yes, you are absolutely correct. The holidays is coming. Christmas gowns.
Exactly.
New Year's is coming. New Year gowns. And ladies, if you really like me and you like to prepare, go ahead and look for something for Valentine's Day, honey.
Right.
And check
for
out
something for him to buy.
Like, she is living the girls.
And we got, there's enough dresses out there on display that she's been showed y'all. But they got, any dress for any occasion. Any my Hispanics out there, they got the quinceañera dresses for all your daughters coming up of age and becoming women. I know quinceañera is a very big thing in the Hispanic tradition.
Yes.
So they definitely got all the quinceañera dresses y'all may need. So make sure y'all go holler at them. Jacksonville, Florida. They're in the Avenues Mall and Town Center.
And when you get the dress, make sure you own it. Let's talk about this hot track.
Own it, yes, own it. I've been waiting for this song to come out.
2 minutes exclusive. We're going to, premiere it live right here on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. I love this song, and I'm not even gonna lie. I put this song on, and I was so into the song, I cleaned up the whole house. The only thing I didn't go out is our lounge. We got a lounge and bar out in the garage that we built. Big shout out to my husband. Love you, baby. But I was really into this song. So tell us more about this song, and we're gonna premiere it right here on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge.
Yeah, own it. I mean, we feel like she's definitely at a point in her career where it's time for her to own it. You know what I mean? She's done enough. She's done 3 movies in this year alone. We've got multiple singles that we're coming out with. Own It is going to be one of the biggest that we're putting out. So yeah, it's just, for everybody that's out there, you know what I mean? Entrepreneurs, anybody, just own it. Whatever you got going on, own it. If you're doing something, own it. Own what you say you're doing, man. And that's what this is about, man. It's about owning it. 2025. We're going to own it.
One of these girls is doing her own thing. One of these girls is not the same. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Any money, more which one day? Better listen what this song say. I gotta do things my own way. I'm gonna own it. I'm own it. I own it. That's right, I'm own it. I'm gonna own it. I'm own it. I own it. That's right, I own it. One of these girls is doing her own thing. One of these girls is not the same. One of these girls is doing her own thing. Now it's time to say my name. gonna own it. I'm on it. I owned it. That's right, I'm on it. I'm gonna own it. I'm on it. I own it. That's right, I own it.
Hey.
Queen Seseley in the building, baby. She said, I owned it. That's right, I own it. Hey, one of these girls are doing their own thing. I'm telling you, you want to get a workout? That is a bop. That is a bop. And if you guys can guess, let me say this to all my guests out there. This song sounds very familiar to some of us. And if you can guess, we're going to tell you anyway. But if you can guess.
Nah, we're going to leave it to them to guess and put it in the comments.
Cool.
If they could guess what song we sampled and where it came from, I got a special gift for them. I ain't going to say what, but if they leave the comments on this video, the first one to write the person who the song sampled from and the name of the song we sampled on that track, they'll have a special gift coming from me.
I love that.
We're gonna leave it like that. We're gonna make them do their homework and figure that out.
Do your homework. I know that's right. Jared said, Diva, we ain't giving that to them. They gotta do some homework, and I'm with it. I'm definitely with it, and I'm excited about that.
And you let me know as soon as you already know the answer, but as soon as you get the answer, let me know. We'll get their information, and I'll send them a little special gift. We ain't gonna say what it is, but anything is free as a gift. So just be happy with it if y'all can find out what the answer is.
Be grateful. Get gratitude in your attitude. You know, get gratitude in your attitude. Not only do I have one exclusive to premiere on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge, but I got two. That's because I'm special. I'm really special. And not only is Seseley has a hot track out, Own It. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
This clothing line, where do they go to purchase their merch from the clothing line?
Right now, because I'm actually getting the site redone. Like I said, it's been going through a whole revamp. But I do have a team. I do have a team of people that's been handling and facilitating orders individually through my Instagram. So if you look up NSWS.clothing on IG, send them a message through the DM, and somebody would be happy to help you facilitate an order for you. Like I said, when I put it back out, I didn't realize the traction it was going to get right off rip. So I'm still working on getting the site put up so people could just go on the site, order. But for right now, we're just dealing strictly on Instagram. You can hit me up directly too, because I'm still hands-on with my business. You can holler at me directly. We'll facilitate an order that way. Or like I said, NSWS.clothing on IG. And one of my peoples will definitely be more than happy to help you facilitate an order.
Good, because I need that pink hoodie. Gotta add it to the collection. I'm a hoodie girl. You ain't know that, but I'm a hoodie and sneaker girl in the winter and in the fall.
Well, you from up north, so I gotta know that, you know.
You already know. And when that pink hoodie look good with some crisp tall can Timbs.
Or some regular plain constructs.
Regular plain constructs or some wheat ones. That would look cute. Even some pink ones.
Yeah.
I'm all in my head putting this outfit together, so I just want to make sure I know where to go. And then the second one is Own It. Where do they go? I mean, is it out? We got the exclusive here, but can they go and purchase it? How do they stream it? Download? What we looking like?
Yeah, so when we say we gave you an exclusive, like an official exclusive, like we haven't even, it's not even up on the BMIs or nothing yet, but the channels for that has been going, so you can definitely find it on Spotify, YouTube. It's going to be on everywhere once we officially have everything done. But we just wanted you to make sure we get your people to hear it first. But it definitely will be on YouTube Music, Spotify, Pandora, everywhere that you can stream music, it'll be there. So you'll be able to find it anywhere. Own it. Go get you a copy so you can own it.
Now, not only do we have this exclusive that hot box, but Seseley got a movie.
Oh yeah.
And it's called The Hit List. Bang Bang is an understatement. And I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer. Whoa.
We could give you out a whole trailer on here due to certain things, but we did manage to kind of etch out a little, I guess, PG rated version of the trailer for your viewers to be able to take a look because we still wanted to give y'all a glimpse while we had this opportunity to be on this platform today. So, but yeah, that trailer definitely it definitely is it.
Well, let's get into it. Another Diva Spot premiere. Let's do it.
Really had a good time tonight.
I had a really good time with you too.
You trust me?
You thought you got me now, cause I've been soft and small and breaking down.
Your soul kind of like reached out to mine, and they had like a conversation of their own, like behind us.
Come
when
on,
we was
twin
talking,
flame.
we connected, like.
Yeah.
Out of this world,
Let me
you
guess.
see, I
You like
express myself
This
efficiently.
is Marcus, this is my brother Taylor. He has special power.
Basically, he can tell whoever I slept with in the past 6 days by looking through my eyes, but
Well, see,
that's
here's the
only
thing,
if they're
son.
alive.
Well, here's the only they're alive.
You ain't there. You're too scared.
I don't know what kind of girls you're used to.
She will find out about 2, 3, 4.
With your dibbling and dabbling. I'm gonna need you to clean up your mess.
Here's what I know. Nobody ever break my sister's heart again.
It's getting real wild.
Boy,
It's
I
gonna
get
be real wild.
goosebumps
I'm
every
so
time.
excited
Every
to
time.
definitely watch this with my husband close, of course, because I'm a big scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though I know it's acting, but I'm excited to see Seseley on the big screen and to see all the other actors and everybody who contribute to the movie as well. So just tell us more about that really quick.
Yeah, so as y'all can see from that piece of the trailer, which y'all can catch on YouTube, my goosebumps is going crazy right now every time I watch it. But yeah, so it basically tells a story about a man who's out here tricking and traveling, messing with all these women, and meets my artist and falls in love, and now he has to get rid of his past, so to say, to be able to make something happen with her, because of her brother's ability that he has, that he can know who he slept with in the last couple of days. So we did the black carpet premiere in Jacksonville. It turned out at Sunray Cinema, sold out. It was a phenomenal event, black carpet event. We got videos out there on YouTube as well and Instagram where y'all can see the black carpet premiere that we produced and promoted as Big Daddy and Slim. We presented that premiere of the black carpet. But yeah, it's coming out next year. I can't give y'all the actual date yet, but it's going to be streaming next year. We actually got a real big announcement for that movie that I cannot wait for everybody to hear. It's just, when you got to wait on the say so from everybody else, it's like, but initially Tubi, you can catch it on Tubi. Like I said, next year, that's going to be one of the main streaming websites you'll be able to find it on. Like I said, I can't go too much into detail about everything else with it, but next year, look out for it early next year. I can't say. I wish I could just drop the date out here for you, but just look out for it. 2025 next year, early 2025. The hit list will be playing. We also got the Black Game Night, which she starred in, that might come. That might fall into place around next year as well.
Okay.
Waiting to find out what happens with the streaming and as far as that goes. And she just finished wrapping up another movie. I think it was about a month or two ago, called The Devil Came to Duval, where she can't really say her part in that yet as well, but it's pretty obvious. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's pretty obvious who the devil is from the cover of the movie. But she's playing a starring role in that as well. The Devil Came to Duval. So I'm excited for everybody to see what this girls has been putting together. We got Sets on the Sofa coming out as well. It's a lot. So just stay tuned for what she got coming out.
Hey, big shout out to Seseley and everybody that's over there doing a thing. I think it's safe to say that you are a Renaissance man, JR the Hustler.
Hey, as long as they don't call me, what they say, don't call me broke or lazy. I don't care what you call me, man, because I'm out here getting to it. So best way that I can.
Well, it is true that you out here getting to it. You got the clothing line, you got the music and film industry, you're managing your artists. And let's switch another lane. We're going to go ahead and get into what I would like to call the fast lane. Now, we was in the slow lane, we was in the travel lane, but now we're going to get into the fast lane, and I like to call it, and that's real estate.
Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah, you have successfully moved into real estate investment. How do you transition, or how did you transition from fashion and music into property investment? Because this is the big lane right now. Always been, especially right now.
My messages are going crazy right now. I thought I was in airplane mode. I'm getting all these messages.
Diva Slot, baby, you in the lounge. That's how it happens. That's how it is.
Oh man. Well, real estate, I felt like it was always something that I felt that money was going to be able to make itself for me without me having to physically be there. And I've also liked the idea of bringing something to life. Finding something that's a rundown property, and that I, just dive into it and make it something different. So when it came to real estate, I just felt like it was a win-win. Even though there's a lot of pros and cons to real estate, I feel like it has a lot more pros than it does cons. I mean, the way I look at it, I would never have to worry about having a place to stay. I'm actually in the process of moving now, but it's one of those things where you can't go wrong. There's one thing that has been created on this world that can't be recreated by man, and that's land. You know what I mean? So when you own your piece of land, or you have that realm in that area, you can't go wrong. We just finished. There was a deal that I was a part of in Birmingham, Alabama. We closed on 21 single-family homes, which was a crazy deal to work through and construct. And we had to pull comps for every house, just to make sure that it was a profitable deal to take. It cost us about $1.4 million to close on it. And obviously we came up with 20% of that, but it was just something that I knew that doing what I wanted to do, doing what I wanted to do as far as being in the music industry, being in the entertainment world, I need to be able to freely move. And I felt like real estate was one of those things where I can have money coming into my account. People are always going to need a place to stay. So there's always going to be money involved in it to where I can freely move. I can travel the country. I mean, it's probably 90% of the people that have apartments or a place that they're renting, their landlord is probably living somewhere out the country with that money. You know what I'm saying? So I know where I want to be going down the line. And like I said, I figured that was just the avenue that I needed to lock in as well, as far as having those multiple streams of income. Because, music industry is very up and down, and I need something that is going to give me a little bit more steady pace when it comes to fully being retired.
I know that's right. Well, what advice would you give to a young entrepreneur who is looking to diversify their income streams, like you've done with real estate?
I would definitely say, homework is definitely a must. Shouts out to, and I'm not getting paid for this or nothing, but Bigger Pockets is a podcast that I strongly listen to, to get my information, because it's definitely a learning curve. There's a lot of things that I didn't know about real estate that I had to learn from just firsthand experience, as far as qualifying for loans and all of that thing, and what different loans are out there for you. A lot of people don't even know you can use your first time FHA program to purchase a multifamily up to 4 units. So as long as you don't surpass 4 units, it's still considered residential real estate. So if you're out there and you can get you a multifamily home and live in one of those units and rent out the other three,
Your doors gonna pay
there's
for
that,
doors.
and
Mhm.
you're still in that product of a 3.5% down payment as well. So if you're finding a 4 unit that's $500,000, 3.5% of that to put down, is not as crazy money, but look at the investment that is being made. You're having a place to stay, you're having income, and that mortgage is probably going to be paid by your other 3 units. If
Yes.
anything. So just think about it and do your homework on what fits best for you. There's a lot of different avenues that you could take with real estate, from ground up construction to, just there's a list that goes on as far as the different lanes of real estate. So I would say just do your homework and find out how you want to go about it. Do you want to buy land first? Do you want to buy properties already built? Do you want to fix and
Hmm.
flip? Just find your niche and what's going to be right for your situation, your budget, and go from there.
I love that. I was talking to my husband a couple years about getting a duplex, and or either a fourplex, but the duplex just to start off. And I
Right,
believe when you have those type of properties, your doors will pay for doors. Your door, the doors of your tenants will pay for your door and your property. And having multiple streams of income is important. Just even with Diva Spot Podcast Lounge and Diva Spot ENT, that's the two sources of income. Mary Kay, me as a hospice aide, everything, just having multiple sources of income can make a difference in the present and in the future, because we're not always going to be as young as we are right now. We're not going to always
right,
be able to move and groove as we are. We want to make sure that we're putting something up for later, and you're not going to be able to achieve that with one source of income. So
absolutely not.
I'm definitely big on real estate and doing your research and just starting small. Start
Right,
with one unit, one house, maybe a 3 family. Start there and then start to grow, because I've seen so many people buy houses. They buy the worst ones. They
yeah.
get the loan.
And what I would say too, whether you're going into buying a house just to live in, if you're not even doing it for an investment,
Mm,
get you a team of people, contractors. I have my own electrician, I have my own plumber, I have my own person that comes and does the drywall. I'm a painter as well. That's one thing we didn't mention, but I also paint. So have you a team that, because even when after you own the house and the purchase part is done, you have to worry about those maintenances that has to be done. So you want to have a team of maintenance people behind you that you can get
mm,
on the phone and call, that's affordable to you, or you know what I mean, because it can get very costly. I mean, I don't care what house you buy. It's just like buying a car. You know what I mean? You're gonna buy a used car, a used house, or whatever, you're gonna run into something. You know what I mean? So I would say a big part of that as well, especially if you're going into it as an investor, is have those people already on deck. Your home inspectors. Home inspections is a real big thing. Get you
mm.
a good home inspector though, because most of these people just take your money, run through the house, and say, yeah, you're good to go. You know what I mean? Get you a home inspector that you build a relationship with, so that way when they go look at your house, they're looking at that house as if they were going to live there. So they'll go deep into that inspection and find things that you need to know to make that better, that decision, if you want to move forward with that property or not. So your team is very important. Get you a solid team of plumbers, electricians, construction workers, people that can come in there. And if you need a painter, holler at me. I'm never too bougie to come through and get my hands dirty and slap some paint on somebody's wall. So you know what I mean? Holler at your boy for that too.
Hey, I love the fact that you're being hands-on with all of your businesses, and I think that's very important. And before you can get a trusted individual in there that you can trust to handle business how you would, if not better. And community empowerment seems to be the theme. This is my next and last question,
Okay.
JR. Community empowerment seems to be a theme throughout your ventures. How do you use your businesses, including real estate, to give back and create opportunities for the community?
I feel like everything that I've been involved with from as a kid growing up, has been on the path of legitimacy. I've never really steered into the streets. I was never, I was around it a lot, from my upbringing of being from Far Rockaway. But I never let my environment judge the moves that I was gonna make. You know, I'm always the type of person that I can know what I want to do based off looking at it. You know what I mean? Like if I see a crackhead in the street, I'm not gonna want to do crack. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw drug dealers and shit like that in my neighborhood, you know, I saw what they did, what they had to go through to make ends meet. And I feel like what I bring to the community is a positive. I'm a person that I can show you it could be done without you having to take a street route. It's gonna take a little bit more time doing it a legit way, but knock on wood, I'm about to be 37 years of age and I've never seen behind the bars ever. Never been put no silver bracelets ever in my life. So I don't glorify people that say, you know, I've been locked up or whatever the case may be. For that simple reason is because there's other ways to make it in this life if you don't take shortcuts. As far as my real estate goes, we're trying to bring back affordable living for people. So, you know, the houses that we get, we're trying to, you know, renovate them to have them as upscale as possible where, you know, it doesn't cost us as much. But I don't want people to feel like just because they're paying cheaper rent, their quality of their living has to be cheap as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not to say you're living beyond your means, but that doesn't mean that I can't have nice things that are affordable, you know, like nice appliances and things like that. So that's what we're trying to bring to all the properties that we put out there as far as that concern is make the living affordable based on a person's income, because when you're the landlord, you can control that. And I feel like as long as the person that I feel is, you know, on top of their game, I ain't gonna have no issues with them paying their rent. And as long as I can make the rent affordable to where I'm not losing, I don't have an issue with that. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person where I'd rather have multiple small profit margins than to just have one big chunk of a profit from one place. So I feel like that's what we bring to the community is that part. It's my positivity to show that, you know, here I am, a Black Puerto Rican man that came from the hood, came from, you know, that environment, and I didn't have to take that route before I got to where I'm at now. You know, I just stayed on a positive path, whether it was going working a job. You know, when I was in New York, you know, I was working at a nursing home, driving my own cab. You know what I mean? I still was keeping it to where I didn't have to get them silver bracelets. And that's what my message, me being me, puts out there every day that I go out is that you don't have to do things the wrong way just to get somewhere. Just stop trying to take shortcuts in life, do your homework, do your research, and find out these other ways to make it, because there's definitely more ways.
Well, I definitely love that. And you're absolutely right. There is no shortcuts. There's no need to try to make a shortcut. It's that long route, that long money is for show money. That short money come with a lot of problems. And trust me and JR both know. We've been there, and knock on wood, I haven't been incarcerated or locked up or have a felony charge, but we're doing things and we're being intentional about what we're doing right now. So I'm super excited about that. JR the Hustler, how can they follow you? How can they get in contact with you? I know since you've been on Diva Spot, since you've been in the lounge, they're going to be like, how we get him on our show? So I'm going to share. So just let them know how they can follow and how they can book you and do business with you.
Well, you know, y'all can book me through Ebony Diva. No, it's not.
You gonna put me to work? Hey, you better send me my paperwork.
But nah, y'all can find me, you know, JR the Hustler on Instagram, on Facebook, same, you know, follow me through there. I handle all my stuff myself. But you can also reach out to the label page. Shouts out, you know, once again to my label, Big Daddy and Son Records. Shouts out to Brian. Shouts out to Seseley. Everybody that tuned in and watched, make sure y'all follow Seseley Monat J, Seseley Monat J, on all social media platforms. You can Google her that way and you'll find everything you need to know about her. And yeah, I'm real easy to get a hold of, man. I'm not hard to find. So if you're in Atlanta, holla at me. We can link up in the A sometime. You know what I mean? I'm here.
I love it. It's your girl, Diva Ebony B. JR the Hustler, thank you so much for coming on the lounge. I hope you enjoyed yourself here. I hope you are, what we say, sleep on it. Relax.
I'm sleepwalking right now, but we're gonna sleep on it and we're gonna relax. So that's what we're gonna do. It's Sunday, baby. You know what I mean? Make it positive.
Yeah, and go pack go. My Packers is playing today. Y'all know how I get down. I'm not even gonna sit here in front and act like I'm not gonna bring my Packers into this episode because I am. And we're gonna beat up on the Lions today. But it's your girl Diva Ebony B. You're now tuned in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Make sure you like and subscribe and click that notification button so you can know when we're gonna be back in the lounge so you can enjoy yourself. You guys keep God first, family second, and career third. And I'll see y'all later.
Love, appreciate you.
I'm gonna own you.